all new. AM1150 WTMP.com.
All right. It's that time again. We're doing our Porch Talk Radio here today, and I wanted to do something a little different today. I'm going to give you the information. We're going to get the show started. So what I'm going to do is do a little something a little different. I got some calls, and like I do, I normally come on and talk about what happened the week before and the week after, and all that kind of stuff. And we're gonna do a little house cleaning, as they say. For the folks out there that may be offended, I'm saying offended. We're not responsible for your offense, but again, because of the nature of Porch Talk Radio, normally I tell you guys we're not politically correct. So there's some stuff that I may say or Gabriel may say, we're not saying it. You don't have to agree with us. That's not what this show is about. You ain't got to agree with something we say, and it's not my place to sit here on the radio and tell Gabriel he can say something or he can't say something. When we did the first Porch Talk Radio ever 10 years ago, it was Gabriel, myself, and Tim right here in the studio today. We got Gabriel, myself, and we got Tim. And the nature of this show is I actually pay for the show, and everybody else come every week for 10 years for free. So that so that's one hell of a gig to be committed to something for that period of time and not getting paid. So if Gabriel says something and you don't like something he says, this is the call-in talk radio show. That's the nature of this show. So what you do is you call in, which I give the numbers out every show, and you say so and so. I agree, I disagree. Of the nature of the talk show, and we'll respond without calling names and doing any of that kind of stuff. But it's about the conversation itself. As long as we're having conversation, then we're doing what the show is supposed to do. We're having conversation, we're giving out information, and we're making a difference within the community. So without any further ado, again, like I say, if I say something, if anybody that's on the show say something and you disagree with them, again, this is not about agreeing and disagreeing. But if you want to call and say something, do a correction, and I tell you right up front, if I say something you think is wrong, you can call me and tell me that it's wrong, and you got proof or you got evidence, whatever the deal may be. Because the most important part about this show that we do is we give information, and it's about upping your commitment and upping the community, making the community better, and all the stuff that I say has a purpose, and that purpose is how we make this community better for everybody that lives in it. So that's what we do. So I'm going to start out as we normally do. We're going to give you the call-in number. So if you want to call in to the show today, the call-in number, WTMP call-in number, to be on the air during the show is 813-251-9867. 813-251-9867. If you want to call me, and again, every week somebody calls me. So I get calls off the air, I get calls at home, I get calls during the week. And again, I don't mind. So long as you got something to say, but don't waste my time. I'm just saying that too.
Because, Eddie, that sounds offensive already.
I'm just saying, if you got something to say, if you got a question that I am not that guy to call in the middle of the night when you're having a bender, and you just want to talk to somebody on the phone, and it works better for a female if you're having a bender or something, even though I'm married, than a guy. If you're a guy calling, you just need somebody to talk to. I am not that guy. I'm just saying, I'm not gonna be rude, but again, I got better things to do with my time than talking to some guy who just needs somebody to listen or somebody to talk to. I'm just saying, I'm here to communicate information, help make this community better that we all got to live in together. And how do we do that? And if you got something to say to add to that, then I'm glad, and I'm here for that. So, all right. My cell phone number, Eddie Adams Jr. cell phone number, 813-230-3312. 813-230-3312. If you want to email me, email Eddie, E-D-D-I-E, at porchtalkradio.com. And I have people who email me. So you can email me at porchtalkradio.com. You can email Gabriel
you can email me all day long. I'll never respond. I'll never respond to Eddie.
Gabriel at porchtalkradio.com. And then you can always, text me. So you got the phone number, you know how to text. So we're here. That's one thing we never have been accused of, is not responding and not being part of what it is we're trying to do here. Because what we're trying to do here is a lot bigger than anybody that's actually sitting here having this conversation with you.
Well, Eddie, now to all that, for the 10 years we've been at it, I think the main objective you and I have always had is to give people information, have them meet some people in the community that are making things happen. And you have been a big proponent of just getting out there and getting involved and making things happen. You've helped get several politicians elected that needed to be, the good ones put in there, and we've helped some take out some other that need to be taken out. And we've always brought the truth to the front door of the people. And for myself, as a Hispanic that grew up in inner city Houston, grew up to 9 foster homes, you know what, ain't nothing perfect here. We're doing the best we can with the information we have, and if we bring something to you and it just totally sets you off, I know Eddie well enough. He's not going to say something unless he knows what he's talking about. And I'm not going to bring anything to the table that I just pulled out of my whatever to throw at you just for the heck of it to get you to respond. So as adults, if you have something that you are offended at, something we say or I say, you're welcome to discuss, but that doesn't mean yelling or screaming. That means you say, you know what, you said this because of this, and I don't believe that because of this. That's fine. That's us having a conversation. And we're good with that. But then that also means in the conversation, it's a two-way street. I have the opportunity to say, well, I hear what you're saying, but this is what I know to be true, and then I'll give you facts. And Eddie and I know as conservatives here, we bring you the facts. They're not always nice, they're not always pleasant. Neither one of the parties is perfect, but there they are. And you decide, you make your decision daily on where you're going to go with it. So again, we're just handing out the information, and if you don't like it, you're set off, well, you know what? You're welcome to call us, and like Eddie said, tell us what you want to talk about, give us your points, call it good, no rant, no raving. We can have a discussion like adults. Well, otherwise, we love you all, and we pray for you guys, believe it or not.
Well, for the most part, I will rant, and I will.
Well, okay.
I will rant, and I will rave.
I was trying my best not to go there, Eddie.
Because I kind of pay for it, so I figure if some.
Well, and our people that you're going to mention here in a minute are going to be helping us do that.
Yeah, some ticks me a little bit. I'm on Facebook Live here.
You are live. Smile. Is that your good side?
So part of this whole process is about how do we make stuff happen here in Hillsborough County, and
exactly. And thank you for our announcers, our people that we have promoting us.
We put to do our sponsors, and then somebody, one of my best friends, one of my good friends, and every now and then you hear us talk about Black Girl Magic, and we're not being offensive and saying Black Girl Magic, but we're talking about our women, and we're talking about our people, we're talking about our people who make stuff happen here in Tampa Bay. And if you hear Black Girl Magic, we're talking about somebody special.
Some great, strong ladies.
Yeah. So, and I was with 2 of them sitting in the room this morning, and with Connie and with Candy. And anytime you get us together, I'm gonna tell you something.
It's a powerhouse.
It's some I'm like Bush say. It's some educating going down.
Exactly.
Now you ain't gotta take it, but we gonna give it,
mm-hmm.
and you can hear it or you cannot hear it. But sometimes it's hard to not hear it if me and Candy Connie are talking. I'm just sorry. It's just the nature of us having that conversation. So J.A. Pressure Washing, and J.A. Pressure Washing came out last week and did my roof and my driveway and my sidewalks and stuff. So if you need your sidewalks pressure washed, or your roof, or your house, or your patio, your pool deck, whatever it is, give Joseph a call. And they do residential and commercial. If you got a old-fashioned gas station, or you got a new-fashioned gas station, you need some of that oil and gas and stuff, washed up, give them a call. 813-850-6849. 813-850-6849. The Hillsborough County Executive Committee, they've been a sponsor of ours for a long time.
Thank you, Jim.
And we're trying to make, I'm trying to hook up something with Joe Gruder, the chairman of the Republican Party of Florida, see if we can get this voice heard all the way down the I-4 corridor. So that's all the way from Daytona Beach, Orlando, Lakeland, and all the points in between. Because as you guys know, and I made a statement, last week at the Hillsborough County Republican Executive Committee meeting, I said, the I-4 corridor elects the president.
Mm-hmm.
You can say a lot of stuff and throw a lot of stuff out there, but probably the last 20 presidents, you check the record and you'll see that they won the I-4 corridor here in the state of Florida. So the state is one of those states, but the I-4 corridor is the part of the state because you got the north that's pretty much Republican and the south that's pretty much Democrat, and the part that swings the whole state is the I-4 corridor. So if we can get this message heard, all throughout the I-4 corridor, it's something good, for the party. So we don't talk a bunch of politics here, but us conservatives understand that is what we do together that makes us strong. It is the things that we find that are similar and alike that makes stuff happen. It's not that we fight over. It's that we come together over. So that's what's important. John Desbrow, Print Fast. All your printing needs, good guys, cars. You got a car out there, got 200 some cars. Tell John Eddie sent you. 813-621-9444. 813-621-9444. And Todd Jones, good guy.
Very good man.
Property appraiser. We learned and heard of him through the election process a bunch of years ago when we got all this stuff started. John, Todd's still a great guy, supportive of the show. One of those guys, once you meet, you never forget. So,
good man.
So, anyway, all that said, had a great morning that started. And part of that great morning, I like most of the folks who've heard me talk, I got a morning meeting that starts at 8:00 that I do called the Saturday Morning Breakfast Group, and we have some vigorous conversations there about how we make the community, and that's a group of black males, mostly black professional males, and we talk about and been meeting for about 10-15 years, and
wow.
and do problem solving too, but we just do it a different way than we do here on this radio show. But the important part is, and this is something that I am never surprised by the people who I see through the course of a week, who I will see who say I listen to your show, because there used to be a time when I would go to Hillsborough Republican Executive Committee, Republican meetings and stuff, and a lot of white folks, they make sure I know they listen to my show. But I'm hearing more and more what we call yellow dog Democrats, folks who, I'm gonna just tell you, I didn't suspect, I think they would spend more time arguing with the radio than they would actually listen to anything we're trying to say.
Yeah.
But that's why we talk about how we make Tampa Bay better. And I think, it's caught on. Every now and then we get a conservative whip in there. We say something that, they may disagree with politically, but most of the other stuff is about how we make this community work. And talking about how we make this community work, next week, Saturday, September the 21st, is a special day. And that's the day that's been selected for the Tampa Bay, Black Business Bus Tour. And that whole phenomenon, which is catching on nationally, it is come from the heart, mind, and soul of our guest that's here this morning. And part of what she do is how you make the community better. And she found her own way, got her own niche, and it's only growing. It's growing. I mean, I saw this thing from the very beginning, where it started, where it's come to, and in our conversation this morning, we had folks looking around the room, a whole bunch of white folks in there, a whole bunch of black folks in there, and I just had to tell folks how we started. We started, it wasn't about white folks and black folks. It was about black folks just learning to talk to each other, about each other, and let everybody know we were more similar than we were, different, and that's without bringing white folks, anybody else into the conversation, just black folks having conversations with black folks. That's how TN conversation got started. So to not further or hesitate or extend it any longer, my guest this morning, the originator, innovator, visionary for the Tampa Bay Black Business Bus Tour, Miss Candy Lowe. Welcome.
Oh my goodness.
Candy.
Live.
Yeah, thank
Come
you
on.
so much.
Bring it home.
Guys, Porch Talk Radio. I've been listening to Porch Talk Radio from the beginning. I see my buddy Tim standing over here. Tim has been at a number of TN conversations over the years, Harbor Club days.
Yeah.
And he's very talented.
Down in Ybor.
Yes, Ybor, when we were there. So we have such a long history and partnership with Porch Talk Radio, and I thank you so much, Eddie, for having me.
Yeah, and for folks who don't know, because again, I got a lot of, like I mentioned at the TN conversation this morning, it came up, the Black Business Bus Tour, which if you don't understand, Tampa Bay, you may think white folks will be offended, because we're not trying to do anything that's against us or anything that's not white or not, involving everybody. The Black Business Bus Tour involves everybody. It's just that, we have targeted, selected, some businesses, that we can fill up some buses and take some business to them. I mean, that's the whole part of commerce. That's how you improve your economy. That's how you take the initiative to not depend upon somebody else to make your business work. And other races of people, we're not begging. This is us making an effort to make our own community stronger.
Yes, absolutely, Eddie. I remember when we started the bus tour, and people would tell me to remove the word black out of it. Don't say black business bus tour. Say, business bus tour, community bus tour, those type names. And I fought that all the way, and I didn't change it. I continued to say Black Business Bus Tour. The team around me at that time, we decided we were not going to change it. And I've seen now throughout the Tampa Bay area, and I believe that we may be leading the whole country in supporting black businesses. We have become very comfortable, and it's okay to say support black businesses.
So you've been politically incorrect the whole way, and you're being blessed.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, that's a good one.
Well, the thing about it is, you can kill the dreamer.
The messenger.
You can kill the messenger. You can kill the person, but you can't kill an idea. And this is something that, Candy was thinking about this stuff in 2003, 2004. I think they had the first, actual business bus tour in 2006. So this thing has been around for a while, and it's only gained strength over this process. And we've been vetted. I mean, the whole process has been vetted, and it's been vetted to the point that where other folks have seen, oh, that's not a bad idea. Why don't we do it? And you probably got 6, 7, 8, 10 places in the country that's now trying to use the Tampa model as the model for doing their own bus tour.
Yes, yes. Yes, I get phone calls weekly on someone wanting to do a Black Business Bus Tour, wanting information about the bus tour,
Okay.
how we got started in the bus tour, what do you do on the bus tour, how do we make it happen in our city on the bus a bus tour in our city. So that has been literally every week I get a phone call about how to do a Black Business Bus Tour in another city or state.
And something, and this is something that I've been talking about here on the radio program, and we're not trying to step on anybody's feet, but we've been talking, at least for the last 2 or 3 months about buying black. How do you buy black? How do you identify black businesses? And I won't let that slip out there.
Mhm.
Black business is a business that's 51%
Oh.
owned by somebody that's black.
It's a
Black,
business.
black male, black female, black child.
Talking
It don't
business.
matter. As long as they own 51% of the business, then they're black business. As defined by anybody that define who your business is. And so you find black businesses a little bit everywhere. I mean, so it's a whole bunch of strip centers and malls and places where you walk in and all the folks are maybe white. And, sometimes they do that for a reason. But the business can still be owned by a black
That's right.
person, and that's what we got to do, and that was our whole idea behind starting the Black Index, because a lot of black businesses out there, a lot of businesses owned by black folks, you don't know, because you may not see them up front, or they may not be back there slinging hash and doing all the cooking, waiting tables or whatever. At the end of the day, it is the ownership that's important, and that's how the community prospers.
Yes, absolutely. And I think we have a foothold on this thing, Eddie, here in Tampa. If you watch Facebook pages, Facebook groups, I'm in a number of groups across the country. And watching them, I see a lot of momentum in the groups that come out of Tampa. Yeah.
Well, it's good, that passion, and I think that's what Eddie's always, we're here every Saturday talking with passion about what's happening in the community, how to get moving, how to get motivated, how to get out there, and how to do something. Don't just sit around and whine and complain, oh, he said something, it hurt my feelings. You know what? Suck it up, get over it, we're adults, put your big boy whatever on, and let's get out there and get involved in this community, because you could probably use some volunteers, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Miss Dolores Grayson, she's our volunteer coordinator.
Wow.
For the last
How many you got going on
2
right now?
years.
How many volunteers do you think? Just a number of
We have,
across the country?
as of our last conference call, she has 17 volunteers.
Okay,
that
so,
are
and
ready
I
for
bet
this
you we got
bus
people
tour
listening
for
right now that
Saturday.
can probably join in.
Yes.
And there's a
yes.
website, how come people find you?
Absolutely. blackbusinessbustourflorida.com. Again, that's blackbusinessbustourflorida.com.
Wow, that's too simple.
And you got an event next week. Let's keep pushing that. So we're gonna give that, several times. We're gonna get the phone number, the address, that whole thing. So that's next Saturday. So time it starts, place, all that stuff.
Okay. The Black Business Bus Tour, the reunion tour, is next Saturday, September 21st, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's the time the buses roll throughout our city. Each bus is going to go to 4 different black businesses. We're up to 4 buses so far. I don't know if we're going to go to 5. That happens at the last minute where there's a demand for another bus. But we are working on our 4th bus. If you would like to be a part of the Black Business Bus Tour, you can call me at 813-394-6363. Buses leave out at 9 a.m. promptly. We're encouraging the community to come out 8 o'clock, get yourself checked in, get your armband, get in your stations where your buses are going to leave out at. State Representative Diane Hart, for the last several bus tours, she makes sure that we have refreshments and coffee, and T&D, Aloha Ice also makes sure that we have what we need in the morning for some of our seniors that come out. And also, City Councilman Orlando Goose makes sure that we have what we need for the Black Business Bus Tour, including City Councilman Joe Citro, making sure that we have what we need. I have to give a big shout out to Bible-based Ehrlich Road is bringing out 2 van loads of people from their church, from their congregation,
Wow.
and 2 carloads of people. That has to be my most exciting point of the bus tour. It has been 13 plus years that I know I have been chipping away with the churches, getting them involved with the Black Business Bus Tour, and I got a call from Bible-based Ehrlich Road.
Wow, hallelujah, there we
Want to
go.
bring people out to be a part of the Black Business Bus Tour.
That's awesome.
And you know, and you guys hear us say that because there's probably about 300-400 black churches in Tampa
That
Bay.
many?
It is. It's that many. And again, when we talk about businesses, I mean, all those black churches got people in their congregation that own businesses. That's what this whole thing is about. How do we raise the community? How do we raise awareness? You know, even within some of these congregations that you got black businesses in there. It's no reason those black businesses aren't a part of this Black Business Bus Tour. It's just a matter of them calling Candy, you know, getting on the list, becoming part of this process, volunteering. It's a lot of different ways you can help, even if you don't and can't do the bus tour itself. And it costs $10 to get on the bus, right?
Yes, it's only $10 to get on the bus. For years, it was free to ride the bus. During that time, James Rivard, GMC Pontiac was sponsoring the buses during that time. With Kenny Russian was sponsoring the buses. So now there is a fee to ride the bus. Buses return back at 1 o'clock, where we have a showcasing of vendors. We'll be there. We're up to 50 vendors that will be there. We have food vendors that will be there as well. WTMP will be broadcasting all day long from the location, starting at 8 a.m. until 3, 4, all day. They'll be there all day broadcasting live. If there's any of the candidates want to have a commercial, want to do a spot, doing the event throughout the day, they can do that as well. They can also call me for that. Any small businesses that want to do a radio commercial throughout the Black Business Bus Tour day, WTMP will be
opportunities
absolutely,
everywhere. Holy
absolutely,
mackerel.
just a
My
huge
goodness. Promoting their
economic
business.
empowerment
Wow.
day on next Saturday here in our city.
That is awesome.
And this is something Candy don't know because I haven't had this conversation with her, you know. But as we get the Black Index and the Buy Black Tampa Bay, you know, get that whole thing up and running, and if Joe Robinson is listening, I'm gonna give Joe a call this week because they got a lot of black businesses through the NAACP and the efforts that they have made over the years. We have a black business directory, you know, the Florida Sentinel. I mean, it's a lot of sources that got black businesses already compiled. They may not be in a form which we could easily put them in the computer, but the information is out there. And what I'm gonna urge and say, if you got a black business, and next Saturday is like, you know, the official Black Business Bus Tour day, that day, if you give folks next Saturday a 10% discount, you know, even if the Black Business Bus Tour is not gonna make it, you know, make a stop to your place, but just as an effort to show unity, you know, for all the black businesses in Tampa Bay, you know, well, next Saturday, a lot of people may not know that, you know, they got a Black Business Bus Tour, so you give everybody that comes in like a 10% discount. I don't know how sound or how fit your business is, but one day, you know, to make sure that folks understand what's going on, you know, about the black businesses being united and having a front and a show just to show folks how many black businesses there are. So maybe if you got a sign or a post or something, you know, that you can put up, and if you don't have one now, we'll get one for you in the next couple of, you know, next couple of weeks. We'll have some signs so you can put up there, you know, I'm a proud black business owner, a black business, you know, however you want to do it, you know, make it easy for folks to find you. And part of this whole process has got to be with identifying and being proud. I mean, you know, because if you're a black business owner, you know, I'm saying like this, I think you're proud of it, and the fact that you're still in business, and if you want to do better, there's nothing more sound than having, you know, people show up at your business to spend money.
Absolutely. I think that is absolutely awesome. Eddie, if I could take it a little further with you and I, maybe Monday.
And I know we got a caller, so soon as
Okay.
Candy finishes his thought, we'll get to the caller.
If we can get in contact with and maybe partner up with Cheryl to send out emails, I send my emails out, you send your emails out to our local black-owned businesses so that we let everyone know next Saturday that it's a 10% off, 10% discount at all black-owned businesses in our city. Maybe we can do something of that sort. I know I have 50 Black Business Bus Tour signs, yard signs that we're gonna have out at the businesses that we're gonna go to, and they'll be over at the NFL Yet Center in the parking areas that we're gonna be parking at. So any of those businesses out there want a sign to put in front of their business,
Right.
to let them know that they are participating in possibly the 10% off day next Saturday.
Next Saturday, yeah.
You know,
Unity, showing unity. That's
Absolutely,
excellent.
absolutely.
Great idea.
And that's a great money-making opportunity because, again, it's a lot of black folks who may not be able to make it to the event or to the Yet Center, but they still can participate because it's, and I keep telling you folks, it's over 100,000 black folks here in Hillsborough County. If you decide to do anything, it makes an economic impact on, if you know, that one day in Christmas, December the 25th, well, take September the 21st and make it Christmas for a bunch of folks within the community. That's how you do that.
Yes.
You know, change the culture, create your own culture. All right, caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio. You know, what say you?
Hello to some of my favorite people. I would just like to say that maybe the invite should be given to the black church to extend black love, maybe with a love offering. You know, the church essentially has always been in the middle of our social and civil rights movement. And what better economic participation they can have in continuing to support black businesses, just leading by example and showing the myriad of young people in our communities that they have not abandoned our cause. So that's one point. And I want to thank Sister Candy Lowe for just hanging in there and always holding up the focus of black love, black unity, and of course, black business. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Connie. Thank you so much for your love and support for many years. And I was happy to see you this morning.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about. You know, we are not trying to, and if we do, it's not intentional. Leave anybody out. That's why I said, you know, I'm glad Candace said she got some signs. You know, if you want to put them out, you know, if you're not an official stop of the Black Business Bus Tour, that don't mean you can't participate.
Mhm.
You know, this is something, and this is not the last one. So I don't want nobody to think, you know, this is a one-time deal. We're gonna do this again in another 2 or 3 months. You know, we'll have another one. But since you missed out on being involved next Saturday, because you know a lot of folks can't get it ready and be a part of it, you know, that quickly. But you can still participate. You can still put the sign up. You can still offer the 10% discount. And you can still have folks show up and say, oh, okay, I didn't know, but, you know, yeah, I'm glad to spend my dollar here. You know, and that's what it's all about. It's about the economic impact of doing something like this and being identified as somebody in the community that will not only take money, but put the money back in the community. That's how we make this thing work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's great, you know, guys, seeing you guys just out there, getting the people involved, getting the community involved, giving ideas. Wonderful lady calling in saying, hey, how about? Because we know you guys are usually pretty busy, you got a lot on your plate as it is, and then for people to be able to help out. And as volunteers go, it just takes just a few good ones to get involved. So you know what, I want to be a part of something that's going to change our community for the better. And you're not saying they're going to have to work 50 hours a week. It just depends on what the function is, just for that moment to get involved. So if you're sitting around on the couch whining about your community, stop it. Get off the couch, get involved.
Yeah. And again, you know, the NFL Yet Center It is right there on the corner of Lake and 34th Avenue. It's got a big old football field behind the building, so you can't get lost. It's going to be a lot of folks. It's going to be a lot of vendors. It's going to be a lot of opportunity. I'm saying like this. If by some chance you can't do the bus ride, you don't let the $10 stop you, But if you want to come and participate and be involved, you can turn this into a networking event. There's going to be an awful lot of folks with businesses vending. If you understand what vending means, that means they got products and services that they're offering. And again, a lot of folks say, well, I don't know any black businesses. Well, this is the way to meet some of the entrepreneurs. I mean, it may be something there waiting for you. I don't know what your destiny is. I don't know what God got laid out for you.
But
you may be called to be there because it's something there waiting for you. And if you don't show up, you're going to miss it. That's what they say, you miss your blessing.
Yes.
In order to get your blessing, you got to show up at some of this stuff. There's a lot of us in the community that I hear full of complaints. I'm going to say I hear it because I get your calls. You call into the radio, and again, I'm one of the people who I would hopefully think that people would call in with solutions to problems, not just telling us what the problems are, because everybody knows what the problems are. You don't have to be a genius to figure out what the problems are. It's coming up with a solution, and then not just coming up with a solution, being willing to work toward that solution. And the Black Business Bus Tour, again, is one of those opportunities where the reward way far exceeds the amount of effort and energy that now I'm not reducing talking down on the amount of work the Candy and her volunteers got to do, but I'm talking about you folks in the general public. Literally all you got to do is show up and spend some money. It don't get much easier than that.
And this is not new money that you're saying they got to go take a loan to go borrow to go get some stuff. These are things people are buying in the community day in, day out.
Right.
They're going to Walmart, they're going to CVS, they're finding it everywhere. So we're not talking about you guys going out and just borrowing money to go buy stuff. We're saying this is the money you already spending day in, day out, kind of a refocus.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And we encourage everyone that come out on the bus tour. This has been from day one as well. I never forget back in the day, Life rode on every single Black Business Bus Tour. And we said the goal was to just during that time spend $5 at every stop. $5. And
$5.
Yeah, and he would show his $5 and made sure he spent $5. Now we're up to $10. So we encourage everyone to spend at least $10 at every store. All of the stores that we go to, they have a Black Business Bus Tour corner. So there's a deal for all the $10, and encourage you to purchase things on the at the businesses. And we say it's not just about today, that day. It's not just about Saturday. It's about coming back. It's about sharing. It's about going to church the next day and telling everybody you know, telling your neighbors, going to work on Monday, and telling someone else about your experience that you had on the Black Business Bus Tour on that Saturday.
But what if somebody gets offended?
Hands down on that one.
because I'm going to say something here. The nature of this is, and I'm telling you, the worst thing I had to do when I was campaigning for U.S. Congress was to beg people for money. And I say beg. See, they say, well, you're not really begging, you're asking, and this and this and this. At the end of the day, when I go ask somebody to give me something, they wasn't giving it to the campaign and to this and that. Because if I hadn't asked them for it, they wouldn't have gave me the money. So at the end of the day, it becomes something that you can get used to. But I'm not a beggar, because I believe in doing for self. And helping other people do for self, because you feel better about it at the end of the day if somebody, didn't just give it to you. But so what you're doing, you're not asking people to give you something. You're saying, show up, come to my shop, and buy some stuff that you want, some stuff you need. Don't buy, we're not just come buy some useless stuff just to say I bought some.
Right.
Come get something you want. And again, because it's economic, you may find a shop, a business, a vendor, a product or something that you've been looking for a long time. You just didn't know where to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And now you show up, oh yeah, now I can come back, if it's something you need, that you buy ongoing, like stuff that's expendable, stuff that you consume, stuff that you use all the time. Well, that's not a one-time purchase. That's something you can buy, once a month, once every 2 months, or however it take you to go through your cream or salve or whatever it is you get.
Then you bring a shopping list with them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The nature of it is you can buy something, and use it, and then come back and use it again, and this person can maybe become your friend. Because I'm gonna tell you something about me, and I tell people this all the time. I have like 5 different bank accounts. Not that I got that much money, but I have 5 bank accounts. But every one of those banks that I spend my money and put my money in, and like like I said last week, I'm prejudiced. So they may have they all have black bank managers, and I know at least one teller personally. Because if I need somebody to fix something, I need somebody I got a question for, I want to go to that teller, or I want to go to the bank manager, and I'm going to get some special services because they know me, and I know them, and I'm not doing something in the blind. Well, the shops that I go to on a regular basis, when I walk in those shops and I walk in those stores, I know who the owner is.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike if you go to the Asian store, I'm not picking on Asian. I'm just saying, I ain't got to worry about somebody following me around, being concerned about me stealing stuff and, all that kind of stuff. You know what it is when you go to some of these stores and some of these shops and stuff. It's not like that. I know these folks because I understand the power of money. The fact that I'm spending my money on a regular basis means that person gets to put that money in their business and then spend it within the community. And I'm helping the community prosper by spending money with people who are going to put their money back in the community.
That's awesome.
And that's important.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what I've seen on the Black Business Bus Tour is absolutely that. The stores have at least 50 people in the stores at one time, or some stand outside and others come in because the majority of the stores are small, and most of them have never experienced 20 people in the businesses at one time. Even when they've had their grand opening, they didn't experience 50 people in the businesses at one time. So sometimes it's a little overwhelming. It's a lot of excitement on the Black Business Bus Tour Day.
That's good.
Business owners are encouraged to have someone on the register. Sometimes, they only have one register, and we ask them to have a calculator because you need more than one person at the register. You need someone on the floor. You need someone greeting the customer, and then that frees up the owner of the store because the customers that come on the bus tour, they want to talk with the owner. They want pictures with the owners. So it's a huge, huge day on that day of the Black Business Bus Tour.
And this is something that came up this morning, at Tea and Conversation. We've not had enough conversation about it, but the folks who listen to my show on a regular basis know that 2020, in roughly 6 months, there's going to be a Super Bowl in Miami. But in 2021, that same Super Bowl is going to be right here in Tampa, Florida. And if a year and a half is too long, or a long way out, I'm going to tell you, most of the big money, the $1 million, multi-million-dollar contractors, they already gone. Because that's the way the NFL works. The NFL is mega scale. They do stuff at the big level. But that don't mean there's not going to be plenty of opportunities for us to do business here locally and make a bunch of money. The last time the Super Bowl came, I rented a couple of places down in Ybor City. I had a couple of bands, we had some parties. I mean, you can be creative with your ideas, but you can't take and miss the opportunity to do business during Super Bowl.
But then you start planning it now and thinking it out and making contacts, getting out in place, go look around, see what your idea is, run it past some people that know a little bit about that area maybe. Because the Bible talks about having advisors. If you don't know all the answers, and most of us don't, then we go find people that do, experts in those areas that can tell us, hey, how does this work? If I want to do this type of event, what all do I need? Get the information, get the number, get the cost down, and if you can't do it all on your own, go find some some business associates, say, hey, I got some ideas here. I think we can make this work. We can make some money on this. Let's see how we can do it. Folks, it starts right now. Don't let 2021 hit you and say, oh, it's tomorrow.
Well, I made a suggestion at one of my meetings this morning, not your meeting, but you know, I made a suggestion at the meeting, you know, that it's no reason that folks here in Hillsborough County can't take advantage of the opportunity that there was a Super Bowl in Miami in 5 months, 6 months. It's in Miami, 200 miles away. And there's folks down there that's organizing and scraping and scratching and doing some stuff that we got people here in Tampa who can help do some of the heavy lifting. I mean, it's just a matter of finding out who those folks are. You got to do a little work, or you got to find out who's doing what and some of that stuff. And partner up, because, again, 200 miles is the difference between Super Bowl in 2020 and Super Bowl in 2021. That's an opportunity that, you know, there's some entrepreneurs out there that's got to say to themselves and got to say to the folks around them, you know, here it is. We can make a couple of $1 million 2 years in a row and do some good and change our lives, change the lives of our
family,
our family, everybody around us.
Mama need new shoes.
Because it's right there. I tell you what, you got a great idea. You want to experiment with the Super Bowl crowd. You know, we're having a bunch of people, you know, around, everybody flying in Lear jets and, you know, having pockets, you know, puffed out with money, or having gold cards and black cards and these invisible cards.
A nice new car, you don't get a jump.
Yeah, these invisible cards and all kind of stuff like that. So if your idea is good, your product or service is good, you know, you can actually get to experiment with the folks down in Miami. Go down there, because Super Bowl's a week. It's 2 weeks. It's an experience. You go down there and spend a couple of days, you know, literally trying out your idea, so that by the time you get back here to Tampa the next year, you worked out some of the hard bugs, some of the bugs you wasn't sure of. I'm just saying, that's thinking ahead, you know. You know.
You got to think it out.
And now here it is. You ready? You ready for when it's here? And Candy and her folks and this whole black business experience, you know, it goes to a whole new level.
Yes. And I'm excited about it and ready for it. We're gonna put together some teams, committees, and Eddie and a number of other people. Had a great conversation this morning at Tea and Conversation with James Ransom, and we're gonna get to, you know, a number of us getting together. Reverend Dixon called this morning, and he has some ideas. He always has some ideas, so we're gonna all put our heads together and see how we can move things forward for the businesses in our city.
Right, and it's about the community. You know, I'm gonna take a moment here and do on this day, because see, what happened is, you know, we'll get caught up in this conversation with somebody that call, and then, you know, we'll run through and we'll get to the point. Now, see,
Heaven forbid I forget this one.
Candace's been hanging around Willie and Gabriel for a long time, because she give me that eye. You know, like, oh, it's like something she. This
is Eddie's pet peeve alone. Solely Eddie's. Go, Eddie.
Well, we started doing this when it used to be the word of the day.
I tried reading it. You fired me for that.
You know, and then
didn't like the way I did it.
Well, people didn't like the way you did it. It was something.
Whatever.
You didn't have the passion.
Passion.
You know that I have. You know, when I do it. So.
All right.
So anyway, on this day, September the 14th, 1814, and every now and then we actually hit some pretty salient historical points too.
Salient? Wow.
Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, a poem originally known as Defense of Fort McHenry. See, a lot of folks didn't know that. The poem was originally known as Defense of Fort McHenry, after witnessing the British bombard the Fort McHenry, Maryland, during the War of 1812. The song became the official national anthem on March the 3rd, 1931. So that's when that whole thing started.
1931.
And most folks don't and never have done all three stanzas of the Star-Spangled Banner.
There's 3 of them?
There's 3 of them. See, a lot of folks didn't even know that. On this day, September 14th, 1899, New York City in New York City, Henry Bliss, became the first automobile fatality. So that's the first guy that got ran over by.
No airbags? What year was that?
First person that got ran over by an automobile. That's in 1899.
No airbags back then.
Yeah,
just hold on.
And they had cast iron bumpers and fenders too. So,
yeah, and the dashboards are about the same.
On this day, September the 14th, in 1901, U.S. President William McKinley died of gunshot wounds inflicted by an assassin. Vice President Theodore Roosevelt, at age 42, succeeded him.
Is that the youngest? That's got to be one of the youngest.
Yeah,
Because Obama was 45, wasn't he, when he came in?
well, I think to be president of the United States now, you got to be at least 45 years old.
Okay.
So that's where all that stuff came about. So he was 42. So Theodore Roosevelt,
How about that?
at 42, probably the youngest president
I'm guessing.
ever.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
going
Obama was
in.
45, I think, when he came in.
Yeah. And last but not least, on this day, September the 14th, 1940, the Selected Service Act was passed by the U.S. Congress, providing the first peacetime draft in the United States of America.
It's still going on.
Well, we ain't got the draft, but that's when it started.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just had to get those points.
Get that off your chest.
Get that piece in, you know. So for those who keep up with this stuff, they know and understand, you know. So Candy, let's make sure we got name, address, phone numbers, you know, time and place for the Black Business Bus Tour. For folks who may have missed it but heard part of the conversation and had a pen or pencil ready to write all the stuff down. So let's give it to them.
All right, thank you so much. And I have a text from Word WTMP, making sure that announcement that WTMP will be broadcasting live all day from the NFL Yet Center. And the bus tour is next Saturday, September 21st, at the NFL Yet Center, and that's 3310 East Lake Avenue, right on the corner of 34th and Lake. We encouraging everyone to come out, 8 o'clock, get yourself signed in, get your armbands, get your coffee, refreshments, and get ready to get on the bus and roll out 9 o'clock sharp. Buses return back at 1 o'clock. If you are not riding the bus, we encourage the community to also come out at 1 o'clock, and that's from 1 to about 3:30. We have a huge. Yeah.
Like Trump said.
Huge with a Y, with a Y. You got it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Come on.
I didn't want to ruin it.
We have a huge Soul Train dance line that we're gonna have with all
Train, I remember watching
Yes.
that back in the day. It's
line
Cornelius.
dance that we're gonna do when all the buses get back. We usually have a bus tour rivalry as well. If you have any questions, big shout out to Michael Isaac for making sure that the buses run again. This bus tour sponsoring a bus. We have a number of people that gave towards our seniors' lunches, so when our seniors get back, they can eat wherever they want to eat. If you want to be a part of that, give me a buzz. 813-394-6363. Again, that's 813-394-6363. BlackBusinessBusTourFlorida.com.
All right. And I couldn't let the whole hour pass without mentioning the fact that the Democrats had a debate the other night, and I think
That's what that was?
and
I saw a bunch of clowns out there.
and the biggest thing that came out of it was the fact that they're gonna take your guns. Yeah, hell yeah, they're gonna take your guns, and everybody.
And Joe Biden's dentures came loose.
And everybody was upset that someone said they're gonna take your guns away. I'm gonna tell you something, and this is my comment to that, and we only got a couple minutes left in the show, but I don't know the people who keep talking about it. Two things: they must don't know how much an AR-15 costs.
Mm-hmm.
They must don't know how much what an AK-47 costs. I mean, and how much the guns and the bullets themselves cost. And I tell them, when they figure out and when they can come to me and give me a good reason, a good definition a good explanation of why, Chicago, Detroit,
Philadelphia,
and Washington D.C. and places with zero
all Democrat control.
gun laws. I mean,
Chicago.
no guns. I mean, they got the strictest gun laws probably in the world.
The most gun laws out there.
And still
How's that help Chicago?
every weekend 70, 80 people get shot. I'm just saying.
Yeah, what's up with that?
So
It's not the answer.
there's a common sense consideration that making a law somehow don't enforce it is not helping those places.
It's like the drug laws they've got in place. We're not doing drugs anymore, are we? Yeah, that worked out.
Well, and that brings me to the case of them putting a drug distribution, and I'm saying marijuana distribution, out of all of Tampa Bay, all the stuff that East Tampa need. That's kind of like the one thing we don't need.
Is that what they did over there?
East Tampa? I'm not gonna make any negative because it's a business and folks got to make money and all that kind of other stuff. But I'm just saying. There's so many things that our community needs, so much more.
What are the chances those will never end up in West Chase?
No, they won't end up in South Tampa. They won't end up
How
in
about that?
Avalon. It's a
How
whole
about
bunch
that?
of other
Wow.
communities
What a coincidence.
that will never get those. Kind of like abortion
Keep
clinics.
the ones that are down.
They tend to make them,
Eddie, come on now.
and near,
You're going the wrong
black
direction now.
communities, because they're targeted. So,
Basically.
Anyway, thank you for listening to Porch Talk Radio. We love our audience. We know it's a diverse audience, and through the course of the day, it's really about information and making the community better. And I scolded Gabriel. So everybody who wanted me to scold Gabriel, if you got an issue with Gabriel, call,
Send me an email.
Call in, and let everybody know,
PorchTalkRadio.com.
because I am not
Send
the
it.
school mom or the schoolmaster, and I don't have a ruler here to slap Gabriel on his hand. Because Gabriel is a grown ass man, so he get to say what he wants.
I take it. I'm good.
Like everybody else, and if you got an issue with something he say, call him and let him know.
Let's talk.
So that all being said, we love you very much. Listen to Porch Talk Radio again next Saturday, 1 o'clock, and at that same bat time, same bat station. We'll see you then. Thank
Peace, love, and soul.
you. Bye bye.
Mr. Cornelius.